In Buenos Aires, Argentina, the year 1979 was marked by political unrest, economic turmoil, and a chilling string of unexplained deaths among an unlikely circle of middle-aged women. Nilda Gamba, Lelia Formisano de Ayala, Carmen Zulema del Giorgio de Venturini. 3 women, all friends, all connected to one charming, elegant woman who would soon become one of Argentina's most infamous criminals. Maria de las Mercedes Bernardina Boya Aponte de Murano, better known as Yiya Murano, la Envenenadora de Montserrat, or the Poisoner of Montserrat. The woman behind the smile. Yiya Murano was sophisticated, warm, and persuasive. She lived in the upscale Montserrat neighborhood and was known for entertaining friends with tea, pastries, and endless stories. But what many didn't know was that Yiya was living beyond her means. Despite the appearance of wealth, she was drowning in debt and desperate to maintain her luxurious lifestyle. That's when the borrowing began from friends, family, and neighbors. These were women who trusted her, who saw her not just as a friend, but a confidant. Unfortunately, for 3 of them, that trust would prove fatal. On February 10, 1979, Nilda Gamba suddenly became violently ill. She had tea with Yiya earlier that day and complained of stomach pain before collapsing. Doctors ruled it a heart attack, nothing unusual. But her daughter, suspicious of the timing and circumstances, demanded the body be exhumed. Tests later revealed traces of cyanide in her stomach. Not only that, investigators learned Nilda had lent money to Yiya just before her death. Lelia Formisano de Ayala. Just 9 days later, another close friend of Yiya's, Lelia Formisano de Ayala, died under strikingly similar conditions. She had also loaned money to Yiya. Once again, initial reports called it a natural death. But when her body was exhumed weeks later, signs pointed again to poisoning, though decomposition made conclusive results difficult. Still, the pattern was emerging, and it wasn't looking good for Murano. Carmen Zulema del Giorgio de Venturini. On March 24, 1979, the case took an even darker turn. Carmen Zulema, Yiya's own cousin, was found dead at the bottom of a stairwell in her apartment building. Initially, it looked like a tragic fall caused by a heart attack. But detectives noted 2 odd things. First, Carmen's purse was open, and a promissory note that Yiya owed her had mysteriously disappeared. Second, Yiya had been visiting just before Carmen's death and had brought over pastries petit fours. This time, toxicology left no doubt. Carmen had been poisoned with cyanide. With 3 dead women all linked to Yiya Murano, each of whom had lent her money, the puzzle was finally coming together. When police searched Murano's home, they found damning evidence: a stash of cyanide. Several letters related to the debts she owed and items belonging to the victims. Yiya was arrested and charged with multiple counts of murder. In 1985, Yiya Murano's trial gripped the nation. She was elegant, poised, and unshaken in court. She denied all charges, insisting she was being framed, and claimed no knowledge of any poison. But the evidence told another story: the cyanide, the disappearances of debt papers, the petit fours, the repeated pattern of natural deaths following visits from Yiya. She was ultimately convicted of 2 murders and 1 attempted murder, and sentenced to 16 years in prison. But what shocked the public even more was her behavior. While behind bars, Yiya gave interviews, wrote letters, and appeared on television after her release. She once joked on air, "That was the 3rd friend of mine to die. What bad luck I have." She even starred in a documentary about herself and went on to publish books. Yiya Murano was unapologetic, theatrical, and at times disturbingly charismatic. She became a celebrity criminal, always insisting on her innocence. Yiya was released in 1995 and lived the rest of her life quietly. She passed away in 2014 at the age of 83. To this day, she never confessed, never apologized, and never explained the deaths of her closest friends, only smiled when asked. The case of Yiya Murano stands out not just because of the method cyanide, but because of the betrayal. These weren't strangers. They were family, friends, people who believed in her. And the motive? Pure financial desperation, hidden behind tea parties and pastries. Today, she remains a cautionary tale that sometimes the deadliest people are the ones who wear the warmest smiles.